Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking to this Copa purchase that I made. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but anyway, I did that. Now the problem is the radiator. Oh, I thought it is radiator, but anyway, we have some coolant leak on this Vito that I want to look into. And basically, like, you know, if you look in here, right, there are like a very little bit of coolant left into the expansion tank, and I did see very obvious leak coming below this part, this area. So I think I should remove the bumper and then take a look on the coolant or like the hose, whatever, or the radiator that connecting all this thing. And then this is what this video is about. And I'm not sure like what else I'm going to replace, to be honest, like, you know, because this van was caught by, I got it from Copa, and you know, I have no history on this van, and I think it's just good to do some work to get the things to a decent state. So maybe I'm going to replace something else, but anyway, let's get started. So to remove this grill, like basically like just this clip holding in place. So this one, yeah, 3 of those that actually hold in here, right? So you can see. So basically like, so what I want to say is like, you know, just 3 of the bolts, and then you know, this plastic clip. So as you can see, the bumper is off right now. So I think the trickiest trickiest screw to undone would be like this one and this one here, which you can see like behind that bumper, like you have to kind of loosen this wheel liner to get access to. So that's why, like, you know, make your own decision whether you want to remove the wheel. So I've been trying to understand like how I can undone this thing, right? So I need to basically like remove the fan and then get access to behind. I'm thinking like, should I undone this crash bar? So if we look into here, right, I don't know if you can see, I hope you can see it. Like, let me do it here, right? So there are like 3 of this, so they are like in the square shape. Like, I don't understand, but like based on my experience with metal, the Alfa Romeo metal, like this kind of bolts could be rusty and then can snap. So I will try at my all cost not to touch this for now. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just undone this fan first and see what sort of other stuff that I can do, right? Because it seems to be easiest for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm trying to undo this and then like maybe slide this thing to this direction so that I can like pull the fan out, and then I will probably like lift this heater thingy. I think it's something to do with the air condition. I don't know, like do I actually need to replace this at some point? Like, it doesn't look super great, but I mean, for now I try to not worry about this, right? So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can undo this first. Well, actually there's another one here, so if you can see like behind this horn, so I may need to undo this horn as well. And so to get access to this bolts, yep, great. So I guess I broke the first thing here. So so this nut here is basically like so stuck that I cannot remove, and then this thing just keep turning, right, but not coming out, and then you snap the cable here, right? So you can see. And yeah, I guess I need to do this, but anyway, like for now, like, because my goal is to get this away so that I can get access to this bolts here so that I can remove the fan. So I guess I will just you know, like leave it like this and then like repair the cable afterwards. So as you can see, the crash bar is undone right now. Totally there are like 16 bolts, 8 bolts on each of the side. There are 2 combination. 2 of those, I mean 4 of those were 16. The rest was, I mean the 4 of this were 16 mil, and then another 4 of this were 13 mil. And I would suggest the sequence of removing this would be like, you know, all these 5 first, so that because of the access, basically like you have the best access on 3 of this, right? And then these are very interesting, so you either blocked by one thing or others, like, but it is not end of the world. You still have a lot of access. It's just you have to, you know, mess around the angle that you put in that socket. Some of the bolts can be undone by power tools because of the, again, the how you put that things in. Some of them cannot, so it really depends. So again, like, you know, doing this 5 first and then do this 3 at the last would be my suggestion. Make sure you got something supported underneath, or otherwise it will drop on the floor. Like, you know, it's not super heavy, but it's still quite heavy, and indeed it's very sturdy, so that's why. So and also I noticed there's some plastic here, like you can see that there's a bowl, right? You know, mounting this plastic piece, I think is like to hold this wheel liner in the correct place. So you know, just be careful, don't break this plastic, I would say. So now, quite clearly, I think I would replace the, I don't know if this radiator or condenser, whatever, I'm going to do it, you know. And then depends on you know, how much it costs. Maybe also this as well, I don't know. Maybe the fan as well, like, you know, just like what I did with the Alfa Romeo Vito. I mean, the car bought in with, I mean, this Vito, not, I mean, no, this is not Vito, it's just a Vito, Mercedes Vito. So I bought it, you know, relatively cheap, although it's high mileage. I think it deserves some replacement parts due to its long serving history, right? So I mean, so just now I was like looking into all these things. I think the first thing I should do was undone this fan here, and then right, so you can see the connector was undone. Both of them were undone. So the way to unplug this thing was just, you know, press on this clip here and then pull it out. That's about it. Not that difficult. So the condition of this is a bit, I mean, it's still working, right? Definitely still working, but I guess I'll just buy a new one. Looking into this, like, you know, it had been serving this car for quite a while. So I'm still very much trying to remove this bar here, so that I can have the best access to undone this condenser and the radiator behind, all that, so that I can do an inspection, right? So so I removed the headlight, so only 4 bolts holding this thing, right? So, and then like a connector here. This connector is a bit tricky, like, well, actually, like, for those that experience, you know, it may not be so tricky, but to me it's tricky. So basically, like, this clip, like, you know, you should, you know, going this direction. Like, if it's in lock position, to unlock that, I have to, like, you know, apply this thing this way, and then, like, you know, find something to, like, you know, help me to loosen the plug. So basically, like, imagine the plug is on the light, right? So, you know, you just use some flat head here, like whatever, that help you to apply this thing outward to that direction. But anyway, so now I got this light removed, but then I was looking into the condition of the light, particularly the connector, right? So I noticed one of the pins here like got a bit of rust, and this pin here is like super soft. Like, I can basically like wiggle this thing just by my finger, because like I was trying to do like this contact cleaner stuff, and then using a brush, like a wire brush, to clean this thing, and then I noticed that pin was basically like, you know, change its direction, like, you know, just, you know, not in good shape. So I don't know, maybe I need to replace it or repair this part here, or maybe I'm looking, if, you know, if I want to be lazy, maybe I get a new headlight But yeah, I mean, let's see what this part is, I mean what this pin is for. Something that for me to follow up and see. Maybe it's not that important, it's fine to let it work to whatever, unplug it, whatever. Like I hope it's fine. So but anyway, now we got the headlight remove. So now what actually hanging this bar here was, first of all, like 4 bolts here, right? Like 4 bolts, and then this clip here, like basically like mounting that the square bracket area here, right? So it mount this into the position. I believe there may be some other, I think there's another bolt, possibly like the one that, you know, are undone, you know, because the crash bar, they are undone, right? So another one or few, they're mounting this this bar here, right? So I got this all undone, so then now it's actually like loosened. But one thing that I need to adjust right now is to undone this pipe here. I believe like earlier I was looking into the past numbers of these components. I guess it's something to do with oil cooler. I'm not entirely sure. I thought it is oil cooler, whatever fin is helping to lower the temperature of the oil inside. I'm not sure, but anyway, I think I need to undone that first. So if you can see here, right? So like there are like 2 holes, or no, like Jubilee clip mounting the pipe here. So I need to undone that. I may also need to have some oil can to catch whatever that that will come out from it. So at least it's the plan. Right, what else? Yeah, there's another plug here that connecting to the condenser, right? So if you can see here, this plug, I need to undone this plug, and then I may also need to undone this nuts here, because it's apparently like everything is all connected right now. So I will see. I need to move around this a little bit to understand how this thing connected, but you know, you have an idea. I guess if you look into this footage, if you want to do something similar, it would be like this. So now I actually put back the bar here with the bolts. Reason being is like I was trying to undone this I think is the reflection, the pipe connecting to the condenser, right? So it's the low pressure and high pressure pipe connecting to the condenser, if you can see here, right? So I can undone this low pressure one. There are just only 2 bolts mounting this thing. So after the bolts are undone, you just, you know, pull this thing out. The low pressure one was easy, but somehow the high pressure one here is a bit stuck. So I thought it would give me a slightly more leverage to put the bar back on, and then, like, you know, wiggle this thing, because otherwise you just don't have a point that you can leverage that the force to disengage the pipe, the hose from the condenser here. So I think it's slightly loose. I can see a gap between this hose, this connector here. So maybe next I will just, you know, give myself a little bit more access and see if I can actually pull this thing out. But anyway, I mean, if you're going to, again, if you that's why it is so jammed. So yeah, at least finally I was able to get this out. But yeah, it just takes a lot of patience to wiggle this thing like off here. And yeah, then now and also, like, I just want to call, like, I also undone this connector which used to be here, right? So the way that I did is, like, just press this thing, like this clip, all the way down, and then pull it, like, again, some wiggle, some patience, and then you should be able to do that. So yeah, at least I can now undone this. So I just got this condenser out. Apart from this 2 holes here, like in the high pressure, low pressure reflection pipe, there's another T40. So you can see here, right, this bracket So basically, like, you know, the bolts, you know, mounting here, and then there are like two clips. So one clips here, another clips here. So just squeeze it, and then you just pull this thing outward, and then, you know, pull it up like this. So that's how I did that. So you can see my radiator here, this condition is very interesting. So I think it's a good decision to just undo this as well, and then get this replaced as well. Yeah. So as you can see right now, the situation here is very interesting. So I have things like dangling here and there. So the reason that I didn't remove this bar was totally because of the I believe the oil cooler here. This thingy, like if you can see here, like this thingy connect to that's very long, you know, this fin, this I don't know how you call it, like, you know, how help it to manipulate the temperature, right? So I don't want to remove this because, you know, I know I can, but I just want to avoid like undoing things if I don't absolutely need to. So I'll just try to leave it as is. So I kind of undone, you know, not fully undone, but partly undone the radiator. So this connector here, like this hose here, the upper hose. So I actually don't know what it is connecting to. I need to go and take a look. I suspect it is water pump, whatever. Like anyway, like the way that I did was like just undone this clip. So so basically, like, you know, let me show you like this. So like this, like you basically, like, you know, allow it to move along the where it was locked, where it was locked, you know, or like put the things in place. So and then I, you know, this one was relatively easy. I just, you know, gently like pull this outward, and then it disconnect from the from the opening here. But on the other hand, like this side was a bit tough, so there are like few places, I think 3 of this. So like one is like here, right? This one, this tiny little opening here connecting to the expansion tank. There's another one connecting to the expansion tank, like this one. This one is what right now is stuck. I actually thinking maybe I'll just cut it, because I'm thinking to replace all this hole since I'm here. You know, parts are expensive, but like, you know, labor is also expensive. I don't want to come back on this, you know, in any time soon. And after all, it's like, you know, what 13 years old car with 270,000 miles, right? So but anyway, so another one is here, right? So you can see also I got this undone, a similar clip here, like, you know, you just use this plier to kind of move these things around, so you can undone this. Yes, but yeah, that's why like I have this, you know, dangling here, right? To lift up this radiator from this air cooler, actually like the turbocharger air cooler housing, you only need to like undo this. So like there's like a plastic clip holding this thing, this radiator, and then like there's a bolt at the back, like, you know, mounting this. So basically, like actually, like in my case, I only got one side have this bolt, the other side I don't have the bolt. So whatever. So this is how it's got mount or sit on the cooler, right? So and then the state of this radiator, if you look at it, is lovely. So you know, this metal, like if I touch on it, it's so soft, like, you know, you can actually, like, you know, I don't want to hurt myself, because this glove here is not in a, you know, not, it does not protect very well. So, you know, I don't want to push my finger too hard on this, but this, you know, I believe this radiator have been serving this car, you know, since day one. So kudos to his service, you know, all due respect. So it's time for him to he or she to, you know, go away. Now what I'm looking at is I need to order some parts, and then to replace this radiator, this condenser. Also, I'm thinking to replace the two fan in the front as well, like since I'm here, but I didn't decide yet. I need to take a look on how much they cost, because replacing the fan seems to be relatively easy, so maybe but no. Well, if I look into the condition, they were horrible, so anyway, I'll just replace it. But anyway, yeah, looking into some parts, I still didn't go to find out where the lid, the coolant lid originally came from. So I don't quite see anything obvious here, but yeah, anyway, since I'm here, I'm going to replace the I think the water pump, something else that I'm not sure, like, you know, I need to do some more research. And I'm also looking into that oil cooler stuff, like I think it's connecting to this filter housing, oil filter housing. So because I still very much thinking that the milkshake that I had in the very beginning of having this van was due to, you know, this thing which was famous. So let's see. And then, you know, I don't know how many weeks it's gonna be. Right, like, you know, it seems like there are a few things that I still need to work out on this. But and then the tensioner. So since I'm here, I was looking to like how I can replace the tensioner over there, so that I won't have like a loosened timing belt, like, you know, what I have been told when I sent this van to the garage, and the gentleman told me that the timing belt was loose. So yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. So let's see, like, this is like, you know, so far this day, the progress that I made. The progress was slow because I was actually out for a few weeks, and I very much hope that I can bring this van to a better state as soon as possible. And well, before I close out this video, I also want to mention that I sourced a set of this air conditioning hose or pipe, whatever, that I was thinking to put into the back of the van. So you can see the actually I don't want to climb into the van. So anyway, let's see. So I have this compressor, air condition, whatever, that I think I should put it there. The problem is I need to find out the wiring. So when I bought this set of like pipe, whatever, compressor was not, the seller didn't provide that wire that connect to the fuse box. So I need to communicate with that gentleman. That gentleman was very nice. He actually sent it over on himself, like, you know, like do the delivery. So because look at this stuff, that's actually like another like some coolant hose that going underneath the fan. That's basically like, you know, imagine that the compressor going from that way and then connect all the way to the bottom, and then here, like, you know, I need to work on that thing. But this is like the very end of this journey, I would say. And also you may also see this chair over there, which I'm very much thinking to replace the one in the front, so so I can you know, make it a little bit more open, more like, you know, the visibility of the passenger in the back will be much better. So but it all depends on how it goes with the projects I have here, the mess I have here. Yeah, I think it's pretty much like, you know, what the progress I made so far. So I hope this video is going to provide some insight if someone want to dismantle all this crap. Like, you know, I don't know, you know, maybe people rather pay the money, but for me, I just don't have that luxury. I have to do it myself. So and yeah, this is what I have, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this video gonna be useful. I didn't capture a whole lot of footage, but yeah, see you in next video. Take care. Cheers.